So we are attempting the world record of backhand speed over here. Areg is gonna be doing it, so yeah, check this out. Alright, let's go, come on! Man, that's not strong enough. Man, just go one-handed. No. Welcome back to Gladiators Tennis, and today we're reviewing a racket. I think it's endorsed by Wawrinka, Yonex Vcore Pro 97. Should offer a huge amount of control and, you know, that 97 head size, a lot of feel and stuff. So yeah, check out the specs.
The opinion of the umpire is the most important.
Yeah, I can't tell you much yet, but I'll let you know after you see my highlights.
Alright.
I mean, it had to happen, right? The day we're reviewing the Vcore, a new version comes out. Ugh. Nevertheless, awesome racket. Coming with the expectation that it's gonna be an unmovable piece of concrete, because, you know, the racket does weigh at 330 grams. That's no joke. I was pleasantly surprised as the racket was far from being unmovable, and I would even say pretty maneuverable for a racket of its category. So yes, it's heavy and has a small head, 97 square inches. Oh, did I mention the thin beam? Perfect formula for a highly control-oriented racket. But guess what? 16 by 19 string pattern. This combination often disappoints me as you get a pretty indecisive racket sometimes. One that doesn't know whether it directs the balls with maximum precision or provides it with enough power to destroy the opponent on impact. But with the Vcore, that was not the case. It couldn't be more clear to understand that the racket was made to provide maximum control, but at the same time, spinning the ball could sometimes be possible. No, it's not a racket for people that are looking for a spin generator, but once again, for a racket of this class, the spin was definitely present. Oh, and that Yonex feel that you get during the contact with the ball that just makes you want to prolong it. The two shots that stood out to me were the serve and the backhand. Let's start with the serve. Just as expected, the stability on impact was outstanding. I could easily direct the ball wherever with no doubts. The flat serves were the start of the show, but the slices felt alright as well. I could just drop my arm at an angle when serving an out wide slice, and the racket would just do the rest itself.
Alright guys, so an ace is about to happen.
Topspin serves didn't feel as good. Unlike with the slice, with topspin serves you really gotta flick the racket, and due to the heft of the Vcore, it sometimes resulted a little challenging. Now the backhands. Down the line winners is all you gotta do with this one. I see no point in playing cross court having the feeling that this racket provides. Nah, but for real though, down the line shots felt solid and secure. The cross courts were fine as well, but I wasn't getting the same spin that I get with my Gravity Pro on short angles, but overall, pretty good. Forehands now. Those were good. Once again, flat down the line shots felt smooth and almost arousing. And on the cross courts, it was a bit challenging to play the balls with spin. Playing them deep was easy, okay? I would just glide through the ball with a long swing and the racket would just do its thing. The topspin is what was causing problems. Volleying with this one was pretty fun. As I said, thanks to the balance, the racket is really maneuverable, so it was easy enough to prepare the swing. Now when it came to the impact, I needed to apply no force. Just put the racket out there somewhere and watch the ball accelerate. If you miss the sweet spot though, you're screwed. And even though yes, the isometric rectangular shape of the head does really help enlarge the sweet spot, it's still a 97. Now onto the aesthetics of the Vcore. Who cares? The new one is coming out. This one is greenish and the new one's gonna be green. Looks are subjective.
He's unstoppable today! To the tee, I'm straight up telling you where I'm gonna serve. No. Niki, so here's the racket, okay? But we make a deal. You can say anything except for brr.
Vcore, Yonex.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Hey yo, Glads.
nice to have you back with us. Now, I'm not going to bother you with the racket's name, so I will go straight to the point. Man, this frame is heavy as hell. It seemed to me that I was playing with a dumbbell instead of a tennis racket, especially at the baseline. When Grisha gave me this racket, I was speechless. I'm not going to bother you with my opinion about the looks, so I will just say that the frame looks alright. The rest is up to you to decide. Okay, now that we're done with the design, let's look at the playtest. So, as I mentioned before, this frame felt extremely heavy and rigid. And I'm talking stone rigid. Now, don't get me wrong, the racket is nice, but it just doesn't suit my game style. So we have reviewed rackets that are aimed towards control, but this frame takes it to another level. Forehand flat shots felt nice. I mean, I was able to hit the ball as hard as I wanted and would make it inside the white lines. Basically, this is the only type of forehand that I was able to execute that day, because every time that I wanted to put a spin on the ball, it would just fly straight to the ball. Therefore, I had to take risks on every shot, resulting in some awesome winners and some very easy and stupid mistakes. I would say that this frame gave me some Wilson Pro stuff vibes, but 10 times more rigid. Therefore, make sure to thoroughly try this frame before making any decisions. So if the forehands wasn't that good, then the backhand might have sucked as well, right? Well, no, it was really good, as my backhand is pretty flat. This is a perfect frame for this type of shots. All of my balls were flying very quick and with a lot of control. There were moments where I felt like Medvedev. Even though he doesn't endorse this frame, I felt that my backhand was as dominant as his. So for flat backhands, this is an outstanding frame, as it provides a lot of control and stability. Volleys were nice as well. This is a wonderful frame for players who like to be close to the net. The shots felt nice and balanced, and I was able to place them wherever I wanted. And it was just a pleasure to volley. Okay, now here comes the star of the day, the serve. Man, this racket made me serve like John Isner. I mean, I was popping aces everywhere with this frame. As this racket has more weight compared to my head speed and P, it provided so much power that with half of my effort, I was serving very quickly. I will use this racket just for first serves though, as the seconds were just a disaster. I just couldn't put the ball inside the service box, and my balls were flying extremely slow. So I had to put so much effort into my serves that it started to hurt my elbow. Therefore, I cannot recommend this frame for players who rely heavily on their topspin second serves. Finally, the returns. So they were decent. I mean, I could make the ball inside the court somehow, but I had to put so much effort to make the ball go deeper than the tee that I was starting to get tired. You will forget how to return with topspin if you use this racket, because it is impossible to retake the ball. So in conclusion, I'm not sure how much power you need to have to play with this frame. I mean, if you're Dwayne Johnson The Rock, by the way, if you're watching, hello, then you can try this frame. Or if you're a player who plays everything flat, then this is a good racket. Now, if you're a guy who plays with more powerful racket and frequently uses topspin for forehands and backhands, then this is not a good frame. It won't help you with your game. Instead, it will damage your elbow.
Areg! So, here's the racket. What are your first thoughts?
It's so beautiful that it looks like that Palma. Long and just green on the top. Let's see what it goes. So, Vcore 98 Pro. The design is super solid and hyper manly, like my testosterone got excited. I like that dark green combined with those mini green drawing on the top of it. Well, absolutely everything is green, looks like a plant or something we found in the jungle. Moving on to the playtest, the power, the unlimited power. That's the only thought that I had in my mini brain after the test. I think I've never served that hard in my life. Even my first serve was looking like a real first serve. Second serves were hard to control, because I was getting a lot of speed effortlessly, but that also provided a reduced time to contact the ball with my strings, because the ball was flying away way too fast. Apart from power, it's possible to get good feeling with this frame, thanks to the small head size, but it's very heavy and pretty unflexible, so I had tough time trying to get used to this racket, as I wasn't able to generate enough spin to produce some solid and safe baseline shots. So I did way too many unforced errors. I felt like the sugar daddy of my opponents, as I was giving them unlimited gifts like approach mistakes and volley errors, and everything for free. On the returns, I think I borrowed Djokovic shots for one day. It It's not that I was hitting winners all the time, but it was easy to constantly block the serve, no matter if it was on my forehand or backhand. I wasn't drunk when I wrote my grade, okay? They look so uneven because there are some stuff that I absolutely love about this frame, but at the same time, the sweet spot is non-existent. Let's see what the others say.
Guys, for the review, we actually used not this string. We used Luxilon Alu Power and strung it at 26 kilograms, which is a little too much. I'd recommend stringing it lower, but yeah, it wasn't that bad, was it, Areg?
Yeah. Okay.
Areg, here is the racket. Ah, blöd.
Empire.
Hello?
Hello. Game share a match say. Okay.
Not this string. We actually used Luxilon Alu